This question the other day, and I want to talk a bit about it. And the question really I've got so much stuff happening around me. How is it possible that I can actually focus on the work that I'm supposed to be doing? All right, so I want to try and explain to you first of all that it's completely possible for you to do anything you want to do. I need you to understand that. And I'm going to give you a little illustration, but before I do that, I want to just explain the three things that really motivate people to actually get things done. And the first thing that motivates you is pleasure. Pleasure is a great motivator for a lot of people. Unfortunately, pleasure doesn't really motivate a lot of people. That's just the way we are. A good reward is great, and that's fine. But the thing that really motivates people is pain. Pain is the thing that really pushes you forward. So, if you think about a situation, if for instance going to work, the reason you want to go to work is because if you don't, you're not going to get paid. That's amount of pain, all right? You can try using the option of saying, I want to go to work because it's really great to work there. That often doesn't get you there. It might be something, but pain is the thing that's actually going to get you to go to work. The third motivation, the third thing that really motivates people is the avoidance, is avoiding things, all right? So if you ever been in a situation where somebody's going to be in that particular room, so you just decide to go somewhere else, right? That's the way that people get motivated. And, the thing that we need to remember is that it's not a case of, to actually make change in your life to do things, it isn't a case of ability. It's really a case of motivation or drive, right? When I was very, very young, I was still in school, and I think I might have been in grade 7, somewhere around there. And I used to think about homework, and I absolutely hated homework. But the one thing that I did do as a kid, and I loved doing, was setting up electronic stuff. I loved setting up radios and playing with computers and that sort of thing. And I remember thinking, even while I was very young, I used to say to myself, man, if my dad came home with a radio set that I had to go and figure out how to work, I'd be so motivated to do that. And at that moment, I realized that it wasn't really a case of me not able to do my homework. I just didn't want to because I had no reason to do it. And this is where I want to go to my next point, and actually how you can actually get to the point where you want to do things. All right, so listen to this very carefully. All right, people have this habit of creating huge amounts of detail in their life about things that they don't want to do. I'll give you an example. All right, so a common thing that people do is exercise. Exercise. Why do you do it? A lot of people exercise. A lot of people don't want to exercise, even though they know it's good for them. And a lot of people just plain out don't want to do it. But if you ask somebody that question, why is it that you don't exercise? 99% of the time people will tell you the same thing, and that is, I really don't have time. Which is really a joke, if you think about it. Because what happens is when you think about exercise, you're focusing on details that you really shouldn't be focusing on. For instance, if you ask a person, why is it you don't exercise? I'll say to you, oh my goodness, it means I've got to get up early, I've got to get in my car, I've got to drive to the gym, I've got to go out, I've got to work out for so long, I've got to go and get dressed, I've got to get showered, get changed, come back home, whatever the case is. And they create so much drama when all they really should be focusing on is the outcome, the actual reason for doing exercise, if you know what I mean. If you ask somebody that exercises regularly what really gets them to be, motivated or, inspired to work, it's because they understand the benefits of exercising for their health. They really have a clear idea of what it actually means. And so when I speak to people about working inside of press business, and I tell them what to do or I give them information, it really isn't a case of ability, because I believe anybody can do this. I believe anybody can work online. I believe anybody can make a business, an empire online, if they just follow the actual steps. But the problem is people will come up with an excuse like, I really don't have time. And if you think about it, what a person is focusing on when they say that are all the details about what the work involves. Oh, I've got to get up, I've got to sit down, I've got to open my computer, I've got to go to the training, I've got to spend all that time learning. I could be, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. I've got to go through so much stuff, and they create this list of details which they really shouldn't be focusing on. They should be chunking down the information that they're using. They should be focusing on one thing, and that is that they need to work. All right, and they need to understand the reason for why they are working. That's why I say to people all the time, when you want to become successful in a business, you've got to have a clear idea about where you want to be. And it's got to be clear. It's got to be absolutely focused. Wow, that truck. I've got a truck going in the background, if you can hear it or not. But anyway, as I was saying, this whole thing about when people say, I don't have time to do stuff. I want you to think about this for a second. If you say you don't have time, and if I say to you, right, I'm going to put a gun to your head, and if you do not, or better yet, if I put a gun to somebody that you care about, and if you don't work out, I'm going to do really, really terrible things to that person. Do you think you'll find the time to work out? Of course you will. You've got to remember that that change is not about ability. It's really about drive, and it's really about motivation. And if you're not motivated to do something, then you really don't have a reason to carry on, because everybody can do, I believe, anything they want if they just focus on it. And if you, for instance, are absolutely terrified of, well, not terrified, but if you don't want to exercise, as an example, you've just got a very, very obscure perspective of what exercise can do for you, and you need to be clear about that, because a lot of people do not understand the benefits of exercise, for instance. Now, here's an example. I'll say to somebody, you've got to make a video every single day, or make 4 videos every single day. And all they're thinking about is how much stuff they've got to learn to get that done. And I'm trying to tell them that this is an actual plan that works. This is something that I've done. I've gotten results, and I've seen people produce results with this plan. Focused on that, and just take it one day at a time. You need to be motivated, and you need to be inspired to do that. And so that's what I want to leave you with today. All right, I want you to understand that change is not about ability. It's about motivation or drive. And you've got to really figure that out. All right, if you don't have drive, and you don't have a reason for doing what you want, you've got to know what you want and have reasons to do it. And if you have one reason, come up with another 10 or another 20. But you've got to be very, very clear about where you want to be. So I hope that's helpful. And as you guys know, I can't do Facebook Live, but let me know in the comments, like, share, whatever you want if it's helpful. I really appreciate your thoughts on that. But I hope that's helped somebody out there, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.